Hello, everybody. We're here today to reach out to those professional women who are feeling a bit stuck in their circumstances and are not feeling satisfied, are not feeling fulfilled, are feeling overwhelmed, are knowing there must be something more, something better for themselves, but really don't know what to do next or how to find it and kind of just stay on the hamster wheel and keep on going. I'm Kelly Myszkowski, and I'm here today with my colleague, Caren Cooper. Caren and I met in a networking meeting, and we felt that there's an opportunity for us to collaborate, to share our wisdom and our resources and skills together and reach out to you to offer an opportunity to explore something new for yourself as far as how you may help yourself in moving forward. Caren is in the network marketing field. I am not. This isn't just about network marketing. It's also about our other ways of helping you move forward from where you're stuck. Some of you are parents, some of you are not. Caren specializes in working with those stressed out moms. I work with older professional women typically. Caren, would you like to say a little bit about who you are, how you came to be where you are, and how you might be able to help some of these people that are watching today?
Sure. So, I want to start by saying this. Today is November 1st, and 22 years ago today is the day that I went back to work in corporate America after having my daughter. And she was 10 weeks old. So there was a lot of feelings that went along with that. I had initially thought when I was pregnant, I was gonna, I was gonna be like this working mom, and it was just gonna be a thing, and I was gonna be VP and CEO, all the things. And then I had her, and that all fell by the wayside, and I had no interest in it. And it was like, wait, I really would love to be home with her, but I couldn't be home with her. I needed to work. We needed to be a two-income household. So off to work I went, and I was not thrilled at all. And in my case, I live in New York, so 9/11 had happened. I had her in August, 9/11 happened, and then I went back to work. So it was a lot of things going on. That all being said, I worked up until the pandemic. So I had my son in between and everything like that, but I always had this need for more, this need for flexibility, this need of wanting to do something, but I didn't know what it was. Um, and so that just stayed there for a very long time. And 8 years ago, I was absolutely actually before 8 years ago, 13 years ago, 12 years ago, my dad passed away. And that was the impetus of a lot of change for me. I had decided to take up exercising as a way to sort of to cope. And then I quit smoking. I had smoked for a really long time. And in exercising, I met a lot of people who were doing this program called isogenics and doing all this personal development. And I thought they were nuts and drank some sort of weird Kool-Aid. And I was like not interested in any of it. But what happened was I was still exercising, and I was still, had managed to quit smoking, and I'm still smoking all these years later, but I still wasn't feeling great. I was miserable. I was tired. I was exhausted. I didn't love the way I looked in pictures. And I was just like, mommy is tired. Mommy needs to rest. And it was just awful. So I was like, I hit my own version of rock bottom, I say. And so I was like, well, you know what? Whatever, fine. I'll try the products. Knowing that there was a 30-day money back guarantee. I'm like, I'll just try it and see what happens. I was one of those. I was totally one of those people when I started. And long story short, I felt within a week, within a few days, I was like, wait, I feel good. I was no longer at my desk wanting to pass out and sleep. I was no longer saying mommy has to rest. I was able to function, work full time, have two kids. My kids, one played softball, one played baseball, and just be able to like have energy, which was amazing. And the weight loss that I experienced was like almost like an added bonus as well. So I really love what the products can do and how they make you feel. And the network marketing model I enjoy as well, because it's just really, sharing with other people. I call like the old commercial with the shampoo. It's like, and you share it with this one, and so on and so on and so on. And so given that I was working in corporate America, I love sharing this product with moms, how that they can feel like a human being, and be able to function and be able to have, have fun with their kids, but also the model of network marketing. Listen, if they're working and you love your job and you want to stay and you just want to earn extra money because you have kids in sports like I do, and just sports aren't cheap. It's a good way to earn an extra money, extra income. But it's also, I know a lot of moms, especially now, are like, I'm not interested even in being home and working the 9 to 5 job. Like, even though there's a lot more flexibility now, they really are not interested in answering to someone. So they're looking for different ways to be able to earn income and still work financially, still and be home with their kids. Recently, I read an article about this woman. She was looking for remote work because she didn't want to do it. Like, she was not interested in having, hybrid at all. And so network marketing offers a way to be able to be home and have flexibility and contribute financially to your family. Yes, you have to do the work to get there. I just want to point that out. It's not a get rich quick thing. You have to do work to be able to get to the point where you can, you know, replace an income. But it's still a valid way to do so. So that's the first thing that I do. And then along with that journey of network marketing and personal development, I dove deeper and I was always open to learning more and whatnot. And when the pandemic hit, my contract, my freelance position also ended. And at the time, I was 52 years old and I had experienced ageism and I had lost a job at 50 and I experienced ageism and I was not interested in looking for another job again. So I decided um, I made the executive decision, if you will, to not look for a job and to continue with Isogenics full time. Becoming a full-time entrepreneur was a whole different ball game than working in corporate. So that led to a lot of introspection on my part, which then led to me understanding that I was not generating the results that I wanted in Isogenics. And that was because, hi, I'm the problem. It's me. It wasn't the model. It wasn't the trainings. It wasn't the systems. It was me. So it was I was stuck and I realized I was holding myself back. So what was I doing? Why was I doing that? What was going on was then the discovery that I was looking for. So I was looking for the answers and I found a program. Again, I dove deeper into personal development. I found the mentor, Tracy Litt, who has a program called Mind Magic, and that really transformed and rewired and reprogrammed. And I became a 2 point, I shed old me and old programming and became a higher version of myself. And I got certified in that framework. So I'm a certified trauma informed mindset coach as well. And so what I do with the Mind Magic framework is I have a signature program called Unscrew Yourself, how to untie the knots in your stomach and get out of your own way. And what I do, it's a journey of self-discovery. So you're in your own way, and then we work on our beliefs, our thought process, our words that we speak to ourselves, because a lot of times you don't realize how we talk to ourselves and what our thoughts matter. And a lot of times we're very disconnected to our bodies. So it's how we connect to our bodies. So it's a journey of self-discovery from I'm the problem, it's me. Oh my God, I have these limiting beliefs, these thoughts, these words that I'm speaking to myself. We transform those words, those beliefs, those thoughts. We work on becoming a different version, a higher version of yourself. And then at the end of the course, you embody the higher version of yourself. And when you embody the higher version of yourself, the outcome is then you're showing up differently, which therefore generates different results. So whatever it is, I work with the mindset. I work with women entrepreneurs. They're a few years in, like I was, and stuck in some way, shape, or form. And so it's a 12-week course that we start off. Every week is a 90-minute Zoom call, live Zoom call, by the way. And then in between, there are 6 support calls as well. And there's also there's going to be as well a Facebook group where you can come in and join. So there's a community feel, there's accountability, and then you can also speak with me one-on-one if you so desire. I also do this one-on-one if that's what you desire as well. So it's really about, like I said, generating a new income, embodiment, empowering. It's about empowerment. I know Kelly's going to talk about this as well, but it's empowering yourself, embodying a higher version, the best, I don't want to say the best version, a higher version, a 2.0 version of yourself, so that you have this empowerment to be like, I'm going to show up a lot differently. And when you show up differently, results are different. And so that is what my passion is. And that is what I love to do. And that is how I love to share.
And that is awesome. And I love that you really stress that part about empowerment, because when it it's not to beat ourselves up, because
Right.
truly nothing is wrong. There is no problem. We're here as a soul embodied having an experience. But if we want to have a different experience, sometimes things need to shift and change. And
Correct.
when we have a way to do that, and we're the thing that makes the difference,
Right.
what makes the difference is already built within us. Everything we need is built within us. And when we can tap into that, how much more empowering can that be? And
Right.
it's not about blaming ourselves, it's about loving
Right.
ourselves, and that new version of us is in there already. It's just not the version that's shining on the outside and
Right.
shining in the world right now. There's a bunch of layers over it of protection and cloaking and somewhat being somebody else. Masking is sometimes used,
Right.
wearing a different costume, if you will. It's
Right.
about
Watering down.
shedding all of that that's not
Right.
working for you anymore, which you
Exactly.
know by the way you feel.
Right.
When you look in the mirror and you feel like crap and you look like crap, it's time for a change.
Right.
And I love that your way into that, your initiation into that was the products that you mentioned and that
Yep.
worked for you. That's awesome. And then you grew from there.
Exactly.
So
Yes.
thank you for sharing that. And
Yes.
for me it was similar yet different where I was working in the corporate world and I felt like I had reached the maximum potential in that particular job that I was willing to reach. There was nothing else I was willing to do to open up new doors for myself. It just wasn't that kind of a fit. But I adjusted how I related to it and said, well, I like this part, so I'm going to focus on this and tried to ignore what wasn't working for me. But in the process of doing that, I was ignoring the most valuable guidance I could have had. The fact that it didn't feel good was a clue to me that there was an opportunity for more, for me to look at things deeper and to listen to that guidance from that higher part of me, from my soul. Hey, there's more for you. There's something better for you out there that's a better fit. But I didn't know how to deal with that. I wasn't the person that I am now, and I ignored those whispers, and that created more stress in an already stressful environment with a lot of corporate changes happening. And I, as a result of my work activity, was feeling the physical effects of doing those things. Working on the computer, using the mouse was bothering my hand. Driving long distances was bothering my body, my neck, down my back into my hip and leg, and my shoulders were bothering me, and none of the conventional approaches were helping. I did physical therapy, occupational therapy, massage therapy. I was the ergonomics specialist in my department. I worked in loss prevention. My job was to keep people from getting injured and having these problems at work. One of the ways was make your workplace fit to you. What a concept. Even that didn't help. The shorter version of this is that I finally got into the hands of someone who helped me get out of my own way, helped the monkey mind go play its own little game, and helped me on the inside become very still and quiet so that there were no essentially demands on my system. It was connecting in with that place of infinite potential and possibility, as I call it, where something new could come through. And it allowed my system to reset, to go to kind of a place of neutral and choose a new reality. And what I learned through this and through my experience is that our physical bodies are essentially our subconscious mind in 3D tangible form. And that's what we talk about when we talk about embodying something. It's about literally anchoring that concept, that idea of us in this three-dimensional world by really becoming it in our bodies. And that our beliefs actually are anchored in our bodies in patterns of functioning in our tissues, organs, and glands, but also in a tension pattern, if you will, that can feel very restrictive. We can have limited range of motion, we can have pain and inability to really function because of these. Essentially, they're like computer programs that are viruses that are running us because this is how we see the world. This is how we need to interface with it. This is what we need in our body to be able to meet the world in that way.
Right.
And as I went through this process, I literally allowed those patterns to literally unwind where my body moved and things freed up, and I had greater ability to move, more range of motion, more feelings of lightness and freedom and flexibility, and a more optimistic outlook, and less stressful thought patterns. I was able to really own what was mine and set better boundaries and meet the world in a different way. And as a result, what was no longer mine, what no longer served my highest good and my best, fell away naturally as new doors opened and new opportunities came, which brought me to the point of creating the business that I now have. And I knew that if I didn't offer this to someone else or to other people, not just one person, but other people, to go through this very natural, organic experience of being you more fully and shedding all those beliefs and all those limits. I can't, I won't, doesn't matter for me. It's not me. I have to do it this way. This is how you do it. Shedding all of that and allowing me to be me and bring my gifts to the world. If I didn't help other people do that for themselves and be their best selves and let their inner light shine brightly, it would be the one regret I had on my deathbed. I just knew it to the core of me. So I allowed myself to sync with my soul and its guidance and my intuition and listen to those subtle cues and whispers to notice what was happening in my body, to notice those gut feelings that I had and the sense that I had, the connection, the possibility, just the inner awareness of what was right for me. I learned to follow my own intuition and connect with my next steps. And that's what I offer my clients now. And I do that kind of in two ways, actually three ways. So I'm a transformational coach that works with you from the more from the focus of what's not working for you in your life, and let's see why that is. So, what is it that you might want? What's in your way, and how are you in your way with your mindset and beliefs? And how are those anchored in your body? Let's address those anchors to free everything up and then create the opportunity for you to be guided to what's next and take those steps. And then also from a craniosacral care standpoint, where people are really noticing what's going on in their body, they can't ignore it anymore and they want to get to the bottom of it. So we work on freeing up those dysfunctional patterns and opening you to potential and possibility. Let's explore those possibilities so you can make change in your life. And if we put those 2 together, you've covered both ends of that spectrum in a very well-rounded way. And my signature Sync with Your Soul Wellbeing program, we can do coaching by Zoom or phone. I can do craniosacral care remotely, or you can come in person. I also offer half-day retreats or kind of a jumpstart intensive program if you wanna put it all together, or if you wanna start with one and then explore the other, or never explore the other. Everything is custom to you and what you're drawn to. I typically work for 6 months, typically see people or am in contact with them about every other week at a minimum, and I am happy to answer your questions because this is a very complex understanding of how we're being that we're not taught when we're kids. It's not what's taught about how we work and what affects our health, and when these signals from our soul are no longer needed. When we finally heeded them, our bodies can actually resolve our health issues because that stress on them, the solution they're trying to create, is gone. So I'm happy to speak with people pitch free and answer your questions. And if and when it feels right to you and you want to explore working together, I do that too. Best way to find me is on my website, letyourinnerlightshine.com, all lowercase. All of our contact information will be somewhere around this video when you're looking at it. Karen, what would you like to share to close?
I like to share the same thing. I welcome a discovery call.
Yeah.
No sales, just you have questions, you want more details about what I do, want to have a conversation. Absolutely reach out to me. Let's have a conversation and we can go from there.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you. and look forward to talking to you all soon. Feel free to DM us, feel free to make comments. Love to hear your thoughts, and we will be back with you again. Bye for now.
Bye bye.